Disney closed out a strong first quarter. The stock up over 30%. That's the best performance that stock has had since 2000, at least for that quarter. Joining us now is Disney board member Carolyn Everson. She also sits on the boards of Coca-Cola and Under Armour. She ran Meta's advertising business for 10 years. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
I'm assuming this will be the last interview we do prior to the vote, but you never know.
You never know, but I think it's safe to assume.
You never know. You know, since you last joined us, I think a lot of the focus, at least from the proxy advisory firms, and I'll reference ISS, which did come out in support of Nelson Peltz for one seat, has to do with succession. It's a key, obviously, responsibility of the board. And they raised the question for shareholders is not whether the CEO should be replaced, but whether the board, having failed to properly oversee the last succession process at Disney, is capable of avoiding the same mistakes. How do you answer that as a current board member?
I think our number one priority as the board is to oversee the succession process. And the board is completely focused on ensuring that this transition, which will happen at the end of 2026, goes smoothly. We are looking at internal candidates. We have several internal candidates that are exceptional. They're all being mentored by Bob. Bob is taking them, traveling with them, introducing them to more and more investors. And we're looking at external candidates as well. It's the number one job of the board, and we take it very seriously. I think if you look at the last time when the succession...
Now, you were not on the board.
I was not.
You joined literally right with the transition from Chip Beck to Iger.
Yes. Bob Iger's first day back was my first day on the board, and we've since added two new board members, James Gorman, who oversaw a very successful transition at Morgan Stanley, Mark Parker. We have Calvin McDonald and Mary Barra all on the succession committee. Right. And so the process, I feel, as a relatively new board member, the process is really buttoned up. I also feel strongly about the talent on the rest of the board. For example, Mel is on the board. She oversaw some great succession planning at Coca-Cola when James Quincy was anointed the new CEO. So there is a ton of expertise, and it is our number one priority.
Carolyn, there is the possibility that should Nelson Peltz win that board seat, you're going to have to be thinking about succession a lot sooner. That Mr. Iger may say, you know what, I'm not up for this. Would the board be prepared for that outcome?
The way I look at it as a board member and a shareholder is we look at Bob Iger's track record of success since he came back. And we want there to be harmony in the boardroom. We also want there to be really good debate because there is a lot happening in the consumer media landscape. Consumer behavior is shifting dramatically, but it's not like Bob Iger and the board just woke up to this fact. Back in 2015, he made a bet on streaming by buying a 33% stake in BAMTech. Then in 2017, the entire thesis around the Fox acquisition was around getting the content ready for streaming. Imagine if we had not bought it. Your parent company would own Hulu completely, would own The Simpsons, would own The Avatar, would own FX and Searchlight, which are engines of creativity. So Bob has been thinking about the transition since 2015. We want Bob Iger to continue the work that he is doing. And when we look at his report card, since he has come back, he has dramatically restructured the company, $7.5 billion in costs. $500 million was recognized in Q1. He has fundamentally worked with Jimmy Pitaro on ESPN's future. We launched the JV, or announced the JV, I should say, with Fox and Warner. We have college playoffs, which just got renewed, and we're going to launch flagship ESPN in 2025.
Right.
He's made a significant CapEx commitment in parks.
All those things. But my question was, if in fact Nelson Peltz wins and Bob Iger comes to you, the board, and says, you know what, I'm not up for this. He's too, as he continues to say, too disruptive, and life's too short. What do you say as a board member to him if he says, I'm out of here?
I think that would be a terrible outcome for Disney. We're talking, the future of Disney is at stake here. That is why this vote is so important. Bob is just in the midst with his leadership team of a massive transformation of Disney. We're the number one performing stock in the Dow in first quarter. The stock has been performing very well. We've reinstated the dividend. We've announced a $3 billion share buyback. We're going to get Disney Plus profitable in the fourth quarter. This is a report card of a CEO that every shareholder right now should say, I'm betting on him and I'm betting on this board.